All right, this is gonna be take two. I just tried recording a video and it went about 3 seconds and it just stopped. So who knows when this one's gonna stop? Not me. Uh, Today's topic I would like to talk about is spontaneity versus planning. Spontaneity versus planning. I've had a I've had an interesting time with both of these topics, and I've kind of wrestled with them. Uh, right now, though, they're not really much of a problem, but I will talk about them because it's fun to talk about them. So, spontaneity to me is the exact equal and opposite of planning. So, I guess one will define the other. Planning is conjuring up a whole bunch of ideas that you would like to enact in the future. To me, that's what planning is. And in my short lifetime of 30 years, I've seen planning in other people's and my own life, and I've seen good examples of total failure, especially in my life, and I've seen good examples of very high levels of success with planning, mainly in other people's lives. Uh, and this is not because I'm incapable of planning. I don't think. I believe this is because I I enjoy the spontaneity more because it's like a surprise. It's always a constant surprise. What's gonna happen next, right? So, but the last few years I've lived uh, only, I guess you could say only spontaneously, but my own personal flavor or version of spontaneity, which is basically given to every single, like, I don't know what the word is for it. I guess allow everything. So, and not everything, but allow all the things that are potentially harmful to myself and to other people. I allow those as well as the good things. And as you can imagine, that doesn't lead to uh, a great life. It actually leads to a pretty shitty life. But I kind of accepted that. I kind of like knew that was part of the spontaneity game while I was doing it. Um, and now, what I'm doing now is I'm planning, but I'm not planning down to the last detail. I'm giving rough plans, like for this video series. It's very rough. It's make one video per day for 30 days, and that's about it. So that, as you can see, that leaves a very wide spectrum of possibilities. It's a framework, but it's a very forgiving and allowing framework. So I can fit whatever I feel I want to or need to into that framework. So I'm not limited to any topic. I'm not limited to any video length. I'm not limited to any guest speakers or collaborations or particular interviews. I have creative free reign. So essentially, I'm taking how I used to live, which is purely spontaneous and kind of at the whim of the forces and not planning whatsoever, to inserting or introducing into my life rough plans and sticking to the plans rather than trying to live some perfect example of what my original plan was. And that doesn't even make a whole lot of sense. I guess I'm probably in a little more healthy of a mind state now. I'm going to AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, AA. I'm sure you all have heard of it. Um, but that's a tangent I'm not going to get into right now, although that does play a large role in how my life is now. Um, but anyway, so spontaneity versus planning. I see the need for planning, and I also see how plans all ultimately fail in the end if you're making them something that you can't possibly achieve. And we all know what we can and can't possibly achieve. We know what the general realm of possibility is for ourselves. Like, for instance, I can't go underwater and survive like a fish. You know, I've tried it. I know that doesn't work. I can't defy gravity. So there are certain parameters that you have to work within if you are planning, and it's good to make them reasonable. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for lots of mental anguish. So spontaneity is perfectly fine. It's it's necessary, right? Spontaneity is necessary, otherwise life is pretty boring. But planning is also necessary. They're both necessary. I've lived on one extreme end, which is only spontaneity, and that wasn't very good for me or for my family. And I've also lived on the planning side a little bit. I've never fully committed to any totally planned life because that to me seems ridiculous and unattainable, not to mention boring. So that's my take on planning and spontaneity. They're both essential, but going total one way, totally another, or totally the opposite way, like anything, they say everything in moderation. The main thing is to keep the main thing, right? There's even a business named that I saw in San Francisco. So that's kind of how I'm meandering through life now. There's a little more planning introduced, still keeping spontaneity, and trust in God. Trust in God in my own personal understanding of it. To me, trust in God is trusting that as I breathe in, oxygen is going to keep me alive. It's just as simple as that. It's not religious. It's not dogmatic. You know, just like things work and everything's a miracle. You know, that's how I see it. So anyway, thanks for watching this, and I will see you in the next one. All right, good night.